All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Gamescom here live from the ESL studios in Cologne, Germany. This is going to be the loser match of Group C here at the Counter-Strike Global Offensive Major.
Yes, indeed. We already have two teams that have gone out from Group A and B. Now we're in Group C, and obviously we still have today the group of tiers, which is going to be Group D coming up later for you guys. But you're right, we need to figure out if it's going to be the North American iBUYPOWER, who just lost to Fnatic 16-7, or if it's going to be that team who lost to Virtus.pro 16-7 on two different maps. But now we're back on Cobblestone.
The new maps. This is the group of new maps, basically.
Yeah.
Overpass between VP and that team. Cobble just now.
Just when you think it's over, it's like an undead hitchhiker. It just pops up, later down the road. It's there again.
It reaches up out of the ground,
like
right?
Jason
grabs your ankle.
Voorhees.
There is no escape.
Exactly. You
and
just
Dazed,
cannot.
Dude, Dazed wants to escape very badly right now. I just saw a tweet from him. He's like, guess which map it's on? And then it just turns into him mashing the keyboard. So hopefully iBUYPOWER, they can recover, because this is the thing. I mean, we're looking at one of the groups, one of the maps, one of the teams, rather, as I go through that checklist, that internal checklist. One of the teams that is, a strong contender to get out of the group. And so far, they've had to play one map on a new map. Now they're going to get it again. And just to clarify things, in case it isn't perfectly crystal, 2 maps and you're out. 2 losses and you're out of the tournament.
Yeah.
So to have both of those maps be Cobble, iBUYPOWER, I wouldn't want to be around them.
And I imagine at this point in time, they'd pretty really like to play a standard map against a team they feel like they're probably way better at.
Well, at that point, the thing is, at this point, you can only. I mean, this is the thing, because the last, the ban phase of this best of 1 format is basically each team gets to ban 2 maps, and the remaining 3 maps, because it's a 7-map pool. Out of the remaining 3, 1 gets picked randomly. Yeah. Now, iBUYPOWER, there's only them to blame. They have 2 bans. If they want to make damn sure they're playing a classic map, they get rid of Overpass and they get rid of Cobble.
Yeah, I would.
But they didn't do that. So this is the thing now. They can only be held. They can only blame themselves, because those 2 maps are still in the pool.
Yeah. That's how that's how it is.
Maybe Gaben. That's the thing. Gaben frowned on them this day. They didn't sacrifice the console landers. They didn't, go and, I don't know, like raise up the RAM to the heavens and pray and be like, please RNG.
They didn't buy enough games during the Steam sale.
Volvo, please, not again.
Okay, look, guys, we are going to be moving into the game now. It's live almost, so let's just get it on. Here it comes. A second time we see Cobblestone, and we've learned only really a tiny bit about this map, but let's see if it's going to be enough. And even more interesting, let's see if it's going to be enough for iBUYPOWER to fix some of the glaring issues that they managed to have on this map when they played against Fnatic. Here it goes. iBUYPOWER will start on the CT side, which we still kind of think is the more favored side. But I mean, iBUYPOWER did better on the terrace side, so there's that going on.
I feel like that's going to be the case on a lot of these new maps. Basically, the two new maps that we have in this group. I feel like it's going to take more time for the CT side to adjust versus the T side. Get the proper nades, smokes, proper positions, but also crossfires. All of this is key. The rotations, communication, everything is key when it comes to the CT side like that. And it's going to take time to develop that kind of team play, that kind of coordination on these new maps. iBUYPOWER CT side. We'll see if they can bounce back here, because it did not go well for them versus Fnatic. That's right, Anders.
It definitely didn't, and I was trying to point out one thing that I think was mistaken. I could be completely wrong, but we'll have to find out. It seemed to me like the middle area of the map is absolutely crucial. I actually don't think you can play this map if you lose the middle of the map. If you trade favorably, if you kill 2 and die and lose 1, it's all right.
Let's go ahead and bring up the big map, really, while we take a moment here, because Skadoodle is currently, seems like he's getting something ready, so that we're going to have to relaunch. But real quick, let's go ahead and highlight what we're talking about right now on this map, where exactly we're talking about.
Yeah, and especially the drop-off point, what we call Skyfall sometimes. This is exactly a nice, really great drawing from Vendetta.
Yeah, Vendetta, Room on Fire.
Our Room on Fire observer.
We're here, take it over.
So this fall-off point, which is indicated right, is, I think if you lose control of this, if you lose the middle, then what ends up happening is this weird situation where potentially you have, let's say you have 2 people in B and 2 people in A. You end up in this strange position where those 4 people can't help each other out. So you have 2 people fighting the terrorist team, or you have another 2 people fighting the terrorist team, and it doesn't taste good at all. I think that's one of the major issues.
It's not a tasty sandwich.
No, not at all. I mean, it's definitely not the only thing that caused iBUYPOWER to lose the game. That'd be way too much. But I think it's essential to keep a hold of that. And we'll see if they're going to change it up. And I'm definitely excited to see how that team are going to be playing, because starting up against Virtus Pro, it actually looked like that team were doing pretty well on Overpass, which they ended up playing. So I think that team have actually put some effort into it. And I'm pretty sure even in the Lurpers interview on HLTV, they were talking about, this is, from a new team's perspective or an underdog team's perspective, it's great to have these new maps, because that might be, a chance for an upset.
Exactly. And it comes down to, I mean, on these new maps, if they really pour their heart and souls into these new maps, Anders, their boot camp, they invested in the new maps. All the training, they put it into the new maps. Maybe that gives them the edge over these teams who will have more experiences together as a team, and also potentially the stronger aimers when it comes down to it. I mean, you're talking about VP versus that team on Overpass. In the end, it goes to the second half, and VP just trounced them. Run over them once they get onto that T side. So we have to see if that team are going to be able to weather the storm here when it switches over, because iBUYPOWER will be starting on the CT side, so that team have the opportunity to get some rounds on the board, and we saw how well it went for them on their T side versus VP. Now we need a repeat performance from them to really have a shot at taking, the North American Hope out here, because this is one of 2 North American Hopes, and iBUYPOWER, there's a lot of fans behind them.
Yes, and especially because now we're actually entering a time zone where we're going to be at a point basically where the Americans actually starting to wake up. So, well, good morning, or good afternoon.
Good morning, good afternoon if you're on the East Coast. I guess we're just getting into that that noon time.
But either way, it's great that you're joining us, and you're doing it just at the right time, because iBUYPOWER, they do need all the help they can get. If you have any positive vibes or whatever, that doesn't really work. But if you believe it does, then try and do it anyway, because they do need your help right now. See if they can make it work. I think they've managed to maybe sort something out here.
Well, apparently
they're saying it's live again.
Apparently his voice, his VoIP went down, so they had to get that sorted out. Of course, that's crucial. You need to be able to communicate with your team. That's what it's all about here, especially on the CT side. But we should be able to get this going eventually.
They say it's live, and then if
they can figure out how to hit F1. Okay, there we go. Everybody passed.
Mission accomplished. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, again, a big welcome to all of you here. ESL One Cologne 2014. We're at the Gamescom tournament, and we're still just in the group stage. We are going to have the second half of the group stage tomorrow, and then on Saturday we're going to have all the quarterfinals, all best of 3, and we're going to have semifinals and grand finals on Sunday. It's going to be absolutely insane. Here it comes. iBUYPOWER, counter-terrorist side, and a huge presence right here at the Skyfall, which we were talking about. I'm absolutely a fan.
Yeah, this is really going to put a stop to it if that team come leaping down here already. Good nade to start. Flamey picks up a point-blank headshot on Dazed, but AZK playing in the Pronax position essentially manages to get 2 before getting taken out in turn. Now that team only down 1 man. If they can get the flank on Skadoodle, and Blade does it, they're back in action. 2-2 now.
Skadoodle not really having a fun time on this map at all, and it seemed like he should have been able to hear the guy rotating around, because Blade was actually running and making a lot of noise. And now we're in the strange position where, again, this is technically a 2-on-2, but it's more like 2 1-on-2s, as both iBUYPOWER members are kind of alone. Swag won't be able to pick up this kill. Bondik just has to hide right now. Doesn't have to challenge, but they are going to go for it. Great movement by Swag. Is going to pick off Blade, and now Bondik should be going down. He should be sandwiched in any second. He's trying to make his escape, and he's hiding in that hut right there. Bomb already attempted to defuse here, and Bondik is going to go down, so it's going to work out just fine for iBUYPOWER, and that's pretty a relief for them.
Yeah, that's got to be. And that was just a very composed play from Swag, really keeping his cool there, managing to catch the man getting to that A site, put some good damage on him, but then really just keeping his cool and getting information as to where the last man was, allowing his teammate to come in, pick up that frag. Not the best position at the end there for Bondik, where he was kind of like stuck in that room, not able to get eyes on the bomb, not really able to have much of a presence. Swag just running over and starting the defuse.
So who from iBUYPOWER had a knife that was called Hello Lowlifers?
If that's Steel, that's the most fitting knife.
I think Steel is not a bad bet for someone to have that name.
Or is it Swag?
We'll have to find out later.
It's Swag who has that knife. But yeah, okay, we actually have the anti-eco rolling in. Now Flamey going to get another kill again. He managed to pick up 1 here, but Skadoodle is going to end them. Pistol kills and a nade kill just with the flourish.
World did it. Shooting at someone's feet, but he's going to go down to Steel. So there it is, 2-0, and a reasonable round coming up from iBUYPOWER. Just losing ACK is definitely good enough. And moving into the 3rd round, and that team put down the bomb. They are instantly going to invest, not just in AKs, but in an AWP. Glass cannon as well. No armor picked up here for Blade.
Ah, but World edit.
Oh, they're going to swap
They're
it
going to swap
him?
it. Well, yeah, World Edit,
of
man.
course they
His
will.
opping has been fantastic. We saw it throughout the qualifiers. No, they're not. Yeah, okay, there we go. I was about to be really shocked there. If World Edit did not pick up that AWP, I was going to go and like get the team's temperature or something. Maybe they weren't feeling well. Because this guy has been hitting shots like mad throughout the qualifiers. In online play, we've really seen some stellar play from World Edit. So now we have to see, can he have the same impact here on LAN at a major, the second biggest tournament we've had this year so far?
Skadoodle also with the AWP, which I think is a really nice touch. See if he can pick up more kills than he did against Fnatic. He is holding the top or mid on the CT side. And Bondig is really close by with an AK, so that's not really a favorable trade for Bondig if he's going to take that peek. He's already been spotted, and now Smoke's going to go off as well. The rest of that team is still lurking around the B side, just hoping maybe for someone to go a little bit too aggressive so they can get that pick off, while the bomb is all the way in the middle, all the way back. World Edit will pick off steals. That's a really good start.
Actually, that is at range as well. A World Edit with the first frag so far this round. It's a crucial round, as you said. That team need to get something done, but Swag up at the window. Can't take out Flamey. Flamey reacts in time. Gets the kill. Skadoodle will find Bondik, but still, this is a man-down situation now for iBUYPOWER. It's not looking too good here. Dazed is alive at the back of the B site, all the way in back, in fact, but it seems like they know. They just took some fire, that team, so now they know there is a man lurking. They're going to have to be aware of him.
Yeah, Dazed all the way behind, at the back here behind Archers, and they are actually going to get the bomb site, but they still need to kill Dazed before they can properly put the bomb down. Ubeak is going to go down. Dazed doing a good job here, and there's only 10 seconds. Double kill comes out, and we're into a 2-on-2. Flamey picks up another kill. Out of bullets, Blade could get the kill here, and he will pick up Dazed. So now it's on Skadoodle 1-on-2. He's going to be walking in already. Headshot, and he goes down. Flamey with the triple kill, and they finish off iBUYPOWER in that third round. And Semler, Flamey is a guy coming into this event with a bit of a history.
Yeah.
Considering how the qualifiers
wrongfully accused, and now he's got a lot to prove.
Is accused really the right word for it?
Accused.
Do we have a stronger word for that?
Thrown under the bus?
I think
thrown to the wolves?
Wrongfully
thrown
lynched.
onto the pitchforks?
Exactly.
I mean, basically, you know, Flamey, he was at a farmers convention, and everybody had their pitchforks out, and he was on the balcony, right, overlooking this convention. He was like, man, that is a fine selection of pitchforks out there. These guys have fantastic taste. And what happened? Pimp snuck up behind him and pushed him off that goddamn terrace onto the vendors. That's what happened. Flamey somehow manages to extricate himself from this forest of spiky metal, but not without taking damage. He has a lot to prove here at this tournament. He has to have a strong performance, basically, to clear his name and patch up those holes.
Yeah, and I mean, from what we've seen so far in these first 3 rounds, things are looking pretty good. iBUYPOWER, actually without money to buy, because that third round came, you know, around earlier than it normally would have with the rifles. Skadoodle spots one. They do have Swag in a corner, which is an interesting setup. See if they are going to be able to check it here. That team should be able to. They will jump. They've seen this coming. Flamey with 2 great kills here. Going to take down Skadoodle as the second in line. Dazed now up close, and Flamey will make it a triple.
Flamey continues to move forward and just dominate. iBUYPOWER still alive on this A site. In fact, with 2 guys, the stack has actually played out here. They've done quite a bit of damage to 3 members. And there you go, 2 quick kills. AZK and Steel stepping in. They chase Bondik back around the corner as well. But with 27 seconds left on this clock, that team need to make it happen. They've got to get the plant.
They will get the palm down, and in a 1-on-3, that was actually a little bit scary because, as you said, they had 3 people who are really low, and as you can tell now, Bondik and World Edit are still, you know, within almost 1-shot distance from a CSET 75. So Steel is obviously not going to try for the retake. He has the Galil, and he's going to try and save it. And what's the money like on iBUYPOWER's side at this point, since he's so keen on... Oh, well, they will have enough, but actually this is great, because Skadoodle won't have enough. So this Galil can be thrown over to Skadoodle, and then they can still buy.
What I wouldn't be surprised to see, actually, is Dazed dropping an AWP for Skadoodle and Dazed taking that Galil, for example. Because, I mean, you're going to want to get Skadoodle with an AWP. You want to get him with that sniper rifle, right? Dazed should have enough money to be able to get Kevlar, a couple nades, drop the AWP over, and
we'd want to say that's because Dazed is like, you know, the captain and the leader, but actually they switched it up for Steel now doing the calling in the team, and that's actually a very, very important factor on the team. That is kind of hard from an outside point of view to judge because we don't know that much about Steel's calling, but I mean, as a personality, Steel certainly has the character to be able to shout commands and make people listen.
It's true. I mean, you can follow him. I mean, he's put an insane amount of work as well, especially into these new maps. I mean, he's put out videos basically detailing potential changes that we could see, you know, the overpass to Cobble. So, I mean, Steel's put his homework in, and it seems like it worked. I mean, they did go on to win the Case King of the Hill versus Na'Vi. take that title, and that was under Steel's leadership. So now we have to see. I mean, on the major here, second map, tournament life on the line. Will Steel live up to his name? Will he bend? Will he shatter? What's going to happen?
I don't know. We'll have to see. What is it they say? The tree that doesn't bend breaks?
Yeah.
I think that's a saying. We'll have to see. I mean, iBUYPOWER do need to adjust some things here on this map compared to what they played against, how they played against Fnatic. They do have a bit more of a mid-presence here with 2 people being there, and the 2 people are ACK and Dazed. Still wish they had a third, but we'll see how this works out. The 2 people are set up really far back in A is kind of cool, as well as also kind of problematic, because if they go down here, there's going to be almost no warning. They're going to go down basically as the A bomb site falls.
It's really tough to hold that position on the stairwell as well. You used to be able to just hold this indefinitely with the AWP taking peeks, but there you go. Skadoodle picks off Blade, who was trying to peek towards that A site. Skadoodle from so far away, though. It's so difficult to get that kill to return it. So Skadoodle can hold. We still have Flamey waiting over in A lane, but it's going to be a Ubik actually managing to pick up one nice frag in middle. He's going to spot out the second mine, and he gets it too. AZK is taken out, and now it turns around. Man advantage. Quickly brought back to a 2-on-2.
They're gonna lose. They got the A, they got the bomb site, they got the whole of the B bomb site, and they lose because of time. And
I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often, honestly, on these new maps.
Well, it definitely could, but what really grinds me is that I was getting ready to celebrate and pat myself on the back, because what just happened this round is that the very second iBUYPOWER gave up control of mid, and they did that as was it Dazed running away? Dazed or ACK giving up the mid control, and they instantly lost, control of the map. I just don't think they can do it, but we'll have to see. 6th round is coming up here, and there is an AWP on Skadoodle, and they do win that iBUYPOWER, but that was close. Another 5 seconds for that team. They would have put the bomb down, and it would have been a 2-on-2 retake.
Oh, is Skadoodle going to get out of here in time? Bondic doesn't peek in time. World Edit takes a shot and misses. Skadoodle with some quick movement manages to get out of harm's way. Bondic currently dancing around the corner, as we can see, thanks to the X-ray there. Skadoodle, this is a very open position for him to be holding as well.
Yeah, not necessarily a bad idea. I kind of like this. There's a lot of cover here still, and if they peek that corner, how are they to know exactly what level he's standing at? He definitely has a huge advantage when it comes to who's peeking who here.
I almost feel like I want to see iBUYPOWER just kind of start digging, make themselves a bunker, because they're so far back and just deeply entrenched on this site. There's no real focus put on A apartments right now, where we see World Edit set up. No, World Edit is actually looking towards B, but still, we have 2 members for that team waiting over in A apartments. They could actually swoop out, but with the way iBUYPOWER are holding, they're basically giving up full control. They're just going to hold from the site with the scope.
2 people inside B and ACK down here towards the Skyfall position. We'll have to see if they can make this work. And Dazed is on the crossfire as well, so this is how Fnatic did a lot of work on when they were playing against iBUYPOWER. But Skadoodle goes down to the AK. Steel is going to pick up the bomb. 15 seconds left. There's not enough time here. Dazed is going to come up with some great kills, and Ubik will fall seconds after he drops Dazed. But I'm not sure why that team felt it was a good idea to pick off or to wait until there was 15 seconds. It works kind of for Na'Vi, but even then we're still questioning it most of the time.
I think it's a different thing. I think it's iBUYPOWER just playing it so insanely patiently, like not going forward to get information. Like that team are just crossing their fingers, hoping that iBUYPOWER are going to get antsy and start trying to push forward to get info.
But that's all right. Actually, I like the fact that they do that. But there comes a point in time where to say,
you kind of have to go for it, right? Yeah.
If they're not going to come, then we're going to have to go anyway. Skadoodle peeks out, and he does spot one. Swag's also picked up an AWP now, so there's a double up setup that we've seen here, and he's going to pick up a second one on Bondic. So now it's looking pretty good here for iBUYPOWER. Of course, it's an eco round from that team, so can't really expect too much, and they do sort of get slaughtered. 5-2 right into the 8th round.
Now, do they do it again? Do they continue with the setup with Swag and Skadoodle both holding on A with AWPs? Because that just sounds vicious and mean. Very mean-spirited and, horrible. It's Skadoodle, but also Swag. I mean, if Swag starts hitting shots, both of those guys, that A site is going to be impenetrable. Like, you're never going to get in there.
Very likely not.
But they rotate Swag over to B.
If they had enough money, they could definitely even go for an auto sniper in B. The map allows for it. There's so much space, and that's basically all you need here. Swag does miss a shot, and they're kind of close, but the grenade is actually going to do a lot of damage, and Dazed is here to back them up. So iBUYPOWER thought this through. Swag will pick up Bondic, and there's a second one from Swag, and Dazed will pick up another one. It's just going to be down to Flamey. That is a triple kill for Swag, and a very easy round for that team. And one of the first times we've actually seen what could be considered a rush to the B-bomb side, and it worked out completely incorrectly for that team.
Yeah, that team, that smoke going down really hurt them a lot. And, well, obviously, Swag's quick thinking with the nade. That team, eventually, they couldn't actually get out of that smoke fast enough. They needed to come in like 2 or 3 at a time, basically, just bum rush it. But they went out 1 at a time. And that's not, you're not allowed to go out 1 at a time when Swag's sitting there with an AWP and he's got Dazed to back him up. It just turned into a field day, basically. And it looks like they want to just go for the same play yet again. This is pistols on that team, so if they go for the rush, it's not the end of the world here. They're just looking to get this round over and done with, it seems.
This is a cool idea. I like this. Ubeek's going to take down Steel, and actually Dazed will fall now. ACK coming in from the mid connector, and they are doing fine work. iBUYPOWER, they lose a few people, and then they instantly clean it up. So that's ACK with a triple kill, and it's very nicely done. But I like what that team were up to there. It seemed like they used iBUYPOWER's already existing smoke. They put down their own, and they basically made a tunnel of smoke that they ran through to get up to the back place, the terrace of back of the B-bomb site here. And that worked out really well. So, I mean, maybe they could do that in a round. If you do that in a round and throw out flashes as you run through that smoke tunnel, you could surprise somebody.
It seemed to work. They managed to get 2 kills off of it. So they're still managing to do a little bit of damage here. We finally have an AWP picked up on World Edit again, so we get to see, is he going to find the opportunity here? Skadoodle waiting around that angle, just camping out. World Edit wants him to peek forward, though, and Skadoodle isn't having any of that. Skadoodle just sitting patiently, takes a shot, not going to get anything. And it seems like he took a shot at Flamey there. But Skadoodle, are you really going to re-peek on this?
No, Swag's in the middle as well. This A-bomb side is heavily covered, and in spite of having these 2 orbs, they also have a 3rd rifle, so now the mid area is way too weak, but it doesn't matter because that team aren't coming for it right now. They're going for A, so the setup right now is perfect for iBUYPOWER, but I'm not sure if that's more accidental than it is anything else.
No, this position here from Dazed, he doesn't have a smoke to throw down? No, he does. He does not have a smoke to put down and block off AAPS here. I mean, that AWP is still up on Skadoodle, so he's just waiting to see if Flamey's going to take this peek around the corner here. 2 guys gathered up for that team. However, they're looking to potentially go for a bit of an A split here. 44 seconds. There's the flashes. The smoke is going to go out from Skadoodle. That's going to delay things here for that team. But it seems like they are intent on taking this site. It is going to happen.
Now they're coming for it, but again, the time left is so little at the moment. 28 seconds. They got to move quickly. Blade goes down, and it's Bondic with a good return. Skadoodle will pick up a headshot there with the AWP, looking for another one. The grenade might just bounce in here. Flamey on 12 HP. It's so close at the moment. And 16 seconds, 15 seconds. They got to move so quick. Ubeek with a headshot coming in from the middle as well. Skadoodle will get 1 more, and it's a 2-on-3, but the time has run out for Ubeek. Even getting those kills, it's nowhere near enough. Skadoodle will end with a triple, and it will be an 8th round for iBUYPOWER. And that team, they're just not leaving themselves a lot of time to have these aim duels, basically.
They aren't. I mean, when did that play actually start? Around the 35-second mark, 30-second mark?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a whole lot of time. If you get bogged down, especially if you're going through layers of defense, the ops, the double op, because Swag rotates through to get eyes on mid like that, or at least down slope, and Skadoodle sitting on the A site proper, that's not a lot of room to work with for that team, especially when you're trying to face down ops of, Skadoodle's caliber. He's not going to give you much to work with. World Edit once again has an AWP in hand, however. He's looking right now towards that A spot that Skadoodle has been camping. But there's Swag with his AWP forward position from him, and it actually pays off.
Yeah, and now they retreat back instantly, so that's a really good idea. Swag could have been picked off there, but he's just jumping around, ready to get the kill, and he just might not able to find the spot. Flashbang goes in, but ACK is there to pick it up, so the rifle comes in play, and that's a double for ACK. Ubeek and Flamey are left, and now things are really starting to look horrible for that team.
Do you feel like this is more in line with what we expect from the 1.6 Cobble, right? We got 2 rounds on T side, and then it's the T side running into the blender round after round. I mean, Ubeeki's got an AWP to hold on to now, but I mean, he's got an AWP. Could he find 5 AWP shots in 40 seconds, Anders?
No.
Do you think it's possible?
No.
I mean, it's possible.
It is possible, but that would be on an aim map or something, not on this map. And he'd still have to find the bomb, or if iBUYPOWER line up, maybe.
Well, one thing to note here is that on this map in particular, or in this map and in Overpass, there is no skybox for nades, and we're not really seeing, we're seeing some flashes go out onto sites like this, but You know, doesn't seem like there's any kind of like set smokes or anything that are coming in from that team trying to abuse angles or anything like that. It still seems like a lot of it is coming down to aim. And when you think about it, if iBUYPOWER actually have the confidence.
The problem is really that on a lot of maps, take maybe the most known one on Dust 2, for instance. If you have someone on Dust 2 who's, you know, let's say AWPing down from long on the A-bomb site, you could end up in a position where you could smoke off that AWPer and take the A-bomb site. But on this map, how are you going to smoke off all of you really can't do that. You have to go about it differently. And right now, I feel like with the double AWP setup, they definitely know what's going on. They should try and switch it up. But now iBUYPOWER are doing something that I really love, which is instead of having the 2 AWPs at A, they switch it up. They anticipate that that team is probably going to go for the B-bomb site, and they try and adjust accordingly. Now, they're wrong, but the fact that they even think about it, I think is a pretty healthy sign here for the North American team.
Yeah, Steel in a position to be able to stop that push coming in. They've got the smokes to block it off as well. Skadoodle in a good position if he's going to get around this corner, and he does manage it. So once again, he's going to be in this spot where that team, this is like an invisible line. They're just not going to be able to pass. Flashes go in, and this is the big opportunity now. That team, are they going to be able to work their way past here? Bondic will find the headshot on Steel, so that's a strong start. But then point blank Skadoodle with the CZ75 now in hand goes for Flamey, but Flamey gets the best of him.
Yeah, so finally a bit of an advantage coming in here. Actually immediately equalized it. ACK is going to pick up one more kill, goes for a third one, not going to get it. Well, that it will take him down 2-on-2, and now a 1-on-1. Still no bomb plant, 40 seconds left, and he's going to go and pick it up. Could have actually got killed by Swag there if he had kept looking, and that grenade takes him down to 24. So now it's a 1-on-1, and Ubik has to come up huge here. They can't lose this round. That team, it's about time when they start collecting a little bit more on all the work they've done, but Swag is going to deny it. Double kill for him, and a defuse to follow. And that is painful. 10-2 for the first half of this game already.
Yeah, this is a dominant performance from iBUYPOWER. They survive with one guy, but still, they have ample money to go for a full rebuy in the next round. That team, they've lost so many rounds in a row. Getting that plant means they still have the space. Look, World Edit can still pick up his AWP. They can still start getting some pressure out there. Look at the play now from iBUYPOWER. Scar 20 double AWP. Sheer brutality.
And, you know, I think we mentioned the idea earlier of that an auto sniper might be picked up eventually, and it sort of just is common sense because, again, of the range that we're talking about here into the 13th round. There is 2 AWPs on that team, though, so that's a nice change-up.
Actually, it is. I mean, Ubik, we've seen him AWP in the past, but, I mean, just going for a double AWP sort of play like this is very, it's ambitious. Now we have to see if that team can actually build off of that. Seeing as how, once again, they seem convinced, you know, A side is the place to be.
Yeah, really like to see where Steel is holding, if we can do that really quickly. So, actually in the middle, we do have... Yeah, so he's holding all the way in the back of B, so this is definitely a hard position to deal with for anyone coming in.
It's like he can, with a Scar 20 like that as well, it feels like he can almost single-handedly hold that position. Skadoodle missing a bit of an easy shot there for him, at least. Goes too far to the left, though, so Crosshair was not on point.
Yeah, but already World Edit has been picked off, and they're still pushing into these 2 AWPs right now. iBUYPOWER seem to have such a good grasp of how to hold this A-bomb site right now, and that team keep running into it, and they're not putting any pressure on that middle of the map at all. They're just leaving that up to a single person. That's ACK holding it. Flamey with a good headshot, takes down Skadoodle. A Swag still in effect, picks up the one. Flamey with the double. Can he do more? He has to do more right now, and he's going to get it. The headshot on Dazed. Very great shooting coming out here from Flamey. Almost going to get a quad kill then, but it is a 2-on-2, and the auto sniper is going to get rid of him, and there's 15 seconds left. Again, they just do not have the time for it. ACK sneaking through. Blade will pick up the kill, and now it's a 1-on-1, and Blade comes up with a double, and finally that team get to pick up one more round. It might not be enough, but at least it's not a complete crush here in the first half.
No, they do manage to bring it back. Maybe if they get 5 rounds on the board here, this would be big for that team, but they need to bounce back and find style. And because that was such an expensive round for them, only Blade surviving with his gear, we can see the impact that this has had. A couple Galils picked up. World Edit will have an AK drop for him, so this is still some decent firepower, but now all the pressure is on for that team. They have to chain rounds together. But iBUYPOWER had so much money after winning so many rounds, they just re-equip fully again. Double scope with the Scar 20 to complement.
Yeah, that's definitely a sign that you have just a little bit too much in the bank, right?
Too much cabbage. I mean, you're sitting, like, your value at the beginning is like, what, 35,000? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of equipment. That's a very expensive round.
Yeah, painful if they lose it, but they can afford to do it anyway, so it's not even that big of an issue. And that team, unfortunately, do not have any AWPs. In spite of winning the round, they really can't afford that. Skadoodle here does miss a quick shot. Are they going to check the corner, though? They will check it, and Dazed goes down. picked out of that tiny castle of hay and wood that he had built himself.
They lit fire to it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not going to be Flame, though. Not going to be Flamey. Steel is still in position with his Scar 20, though, towards the B site, and it looks like that team are gearing up for it. The smoke goes down to block Steel off, and now he has to try and catch an angle here. He's going to be able to readjust, but he doesn't get the kill. Flamey this time. He comes equipped. Swag, however, lending a hand, picking up 1 frag, 2 frags. Can he get the 3rd? He's still alive and waiting. Puts another shot through, but it's going to be AZK who robs him. Swag makes up for it with the final frag. And this is an example of how iBUYPOWER are basically tombing that team because they put them right back down to near no money.
Swag has 19, 1 and 3. So his land jitters or whatever it was going on at Gfinity have definitely evaporated. I mean, we see him playing really well, and he did it against Fnatic too. So it's not just the fact that they're playing a slightly inferior opponent at this point. Just really great to see Swag coming into his own right now, and that could be exciting if they're going to be they're going to end up playing either Virtus Pro or
Fnatic.
Or Fnatic, right, again, so we'll see.
That's if they make it through, though. So we have to see if that team... Well, I mean, pistols in hand. World Edit's got a scout. They're trying to put some shots in, but Swag will manage to make it out of there alive. Dazed in a very aggressive position right around the corner. They don't expect it. He gets 1, he could get 2, but he can't control a spray, and Flamey gets the best one with that CZ. Swag goes for a shot, not going to get it, though. But they're still able to fall back here, iBUYPOWER. They're still able to just make that team work for every step of the ground that they get.
Yeah. They have somehow turned it into a 3-on-3, and it's on Flamey again to pick up the kills. It seems whenever someone has to do it, it really comes down to him. Ubeak can't really do much with that scout. And Flamey's on 6 HP with a double kill, and all the way in the back again, it's Steel camping by the toilets.
Maybe he had some of that Mexican food last night, I don't know.
Not a bad place to be in that case.
He can't stray too far. You got to be careful about these things. Traveling, food, sometimes, you got to risk it, and you're going to pay. Skadoodle.
Oh.
He will
Blade
find
actually
one.
just sits down on the stairwell for a second. That's an interesting position. Now 2-on-3 again with very little time here. 25 seconds and Swag in a great position all the way in the back. He actually misses that guy creeping up, but he spots the next one. Ubeak's going to go down. Flamey can't really do much of anything here. Does have so little HP. He's going to charge into the middle and will be found by Swag anyway. That's a triple. And what Swag scored at the end, 22, 1 and 3. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely a big change once again. First half ends 12-3 in favor of iBUYPOWER. If I had to call out something for that team, and I guess we sort of do, only until we get an analyst panel on here, it's just you and me. I think it's I think that the middle of the map is an issue. I think that team could have tried to push it. I mean, how many rounds did we see them going A?
We saw, well,
And
it
towards
seems
the
like the
end,
vast majority of the time, like 12 rounds they went A.
Yeah.
11 rounds at least. But we saw one round where they had some success in mid, and you kind of wonder why they weren't able to like adjust to that and basically say like, okay, well, that actually kind of went well. But rather than adjust, they just seemed to get the idea, fix it. They were fixed on this idea of A site, and how we're going to do that is by going and facing 2 extremely good offers, basically.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about that, especially because later in later stages, it was only, well, I say only, it was just AZK holding it. And then Steel was in the B bomb site, which means if they take down AZK, then Steel is alone in the B bomb site, and they should be able to deal with that somehow. So I'm a little bit of, but the fact is they never found that out because they never went to check the middle again. They just kept going Asia. They never realized there was only going to be one person there. They could have maybe inferred or, they could have, found out by deduction that there was only going to be a few people there because they must have realized at one point that there was kind of an AWP heavy setup towards that A-bomb site. So a little bit slow to adjust, but it is difficult with having not played this map so much. I mean, obviously, we have a full overview, so it's really easy for us to sound smart, which is one of the greatest things about casting is just, full overview. You can always be like, no, they shouldn't have done that. In hindsight, that was the wrong move.
The eye in the sky, right? Yeah, hindsight is 20/20. Is that what we're going at here?
Exactly. 8 seconds left, guys. Second half is coming up here. This is the losers match. If that team lose in this match, they're going to go home from ESL One Cologne. They won't be making it through to the playoffs. And iBUYPOWER, well, they're not quite going to make it through if they win, but they get a chance to face either Virtus Pro or Fnatic. That'll be tomorrow, but it's going to be exciting to see if they can make it through that. Here it goes. Again, big welcome to all of you. Thanks for joining us. Almost at 200,000 concurrent viewers, guys. Get your friends watching.
Yeah, spread the good word. Make the posts. Twitter, Facebook. What's up? I don't know. Go someplace. You'll find it. But Flamey over
ICQ, if you prefer. Whatever. Wherever you contact people, go and find them.
Go send doves. All right. Messenger pigeons, that's what I'm saying right there.
Smoke signals and everything.
Light the pyres on top of the hills.
Don't light any fires, guys, please. You peek all the way in the B-bomb site, and with the USPS in hand, smoke's already off, and iBUYPOWER patiently waiting on the other side. His pistol round's going to decide a whole lot. If that team loses it, that might just be it. Oh, look at that. Bodies falling into the Skyfall here, and Swag is going to go down. Absolutely sublime defense coming out from that team as Steel forces the last man. That was the most ridiculous thing. It actually looked like almost psychological warfare. It looked like iBUYPOWER just flinging bodies into the CTs waiting. Interesting defense.
Bondic, he goes jumping in for the flash, or turned around, never even saw it, just face plant, just gone instantly. I mean, hell of a reaction there from that team, and that's going to be a bit of a confidence boost going into the second half now. Now we have to see, are they going to be able to adjust? Are iBUYPOWER going to be able to get as many rounds on their T side as they did versus Fnatic? That's the thing. So they have to have the confidence going into this. World Edit is going to spot some action over here at A, decides to back off, which is the smart move, really. Just play it safe, get the info, play it safe, transfer that info to your team, and adjust the setup accordingly.
And normally I wouldn't even mind that much that someone who only had a pistol was going to be the guy to go and scout a little bit, see what's going on. But the fact that World Edit is the only one who has a defuse kit, so if he goes down on that far corner of the map and somehow the bomb goes down somewhere else,
on B,
yeah, that could be a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm kind of glad he made sense of it and just fell back in a position. Normally, if he didn't have the defuse kit, I wouldn't even mind it if he just kept playing a scouting role and saw what was up.
I mean, he's going to be saving that. He wants to hold on to that $1,400 worth of gear, really. I mean, right now, that team, very spread out. In fact, 3 guys over on B, 2 guys on A, going back to a bit of a bread and butter hold so far, it seems. Now we have to see iBUYPOWER, who had success versus Fnatic. This is something we can't forget. They had great momentum versus Fnatic earlier on in their first half here. Are they going to be able to reproduce that now when their tournament life is on the line? Bondic will find Swag, who tries to push out on A site. World Edit takes a hop, gets all the info, though, spots out 3 guys, and this should be a pretty solid lock here for that team. They do manage to catch Steel, who was lurking in the connector, looking for that rotation, and now the remaining iBUYPOWER members getting mowed down.
Yeah, Skadoodle doing some pretty nice work there. That was not at all bad. They pick up 2 people, could have almost got 4, in fact. That's Bondic and World Edit are very low on health here, 12 and 22 HP on them, respectively. Puts it at a 12-5 scoreline, and iBUYPOWER are not really pressed to buy early. They don't have to. They didn't put the bomb down, but there's not really a problem. They should just wait it out here and wait till they can get the rifles, and they will.
Despite getting the kills, I mean, they got hardly any kills at all in the pistol. They got a couple last round, but that's not really enough to give them a lot of money going into this round if they were to force it up. So best to just wait back. No rush. You still have a cushion to play with. That team are still pretty far behind right now. But the nade is about to go out there. Flamey, surprise, Swag, and Skadoodle getting obliterated. Flamey takes the peek. He's going to go for another one. He gets it. And this is going to be Steel and Swag now getting hunted down, in fact.
Flame is really quick with the reactions. It's really a delight to see. He's going to get taken down anyway, just as I'm praising him. That's a caster curse coming into play there. So sorry about that, Flamey. But Steel now in a 1-on-4. But he's really reacting quickly. It's cool to see. It's very cool to see.
It was impressive during the qualifiers as well. He had a tremendous performance online. I mean, that team took out ESG, one of the favorites to make it through the qualifiers, a Swedish team that is no longer together, in fact, actually.
No,
but,
well, they have a slightly new iteration with Set playing.
Yeah, that's true, apparently. But, for now, right, the old team that basically got knocked out by that team, a lot of that came from, World Edit, from Flamey, just having sick performances.
The fact that Set is playing is more evidence that nobody actually ever really quits playing Counter-Strike. Everyone always says that they will, but they always come back in the end.
There's no escape.
We're waiting for you, Dennis. We know it'll happen. Just waiting.
Oh, does he look in the sniper? Look at this, both of them. There's the kill. Swag from sniper all the way back there. He gets 1 kill. It actually works.
Yeah, and I was making fun of him earlier, saying that's the public noob camping spawn position, but works out just fine. World Edit is down, and that's the one AWP that they had on that team. iBUYPOWER ready to strike. They are not ready to leave this $250,000 tournament. They want to see if they can beat either Virtus Pro or Fnatic tomorrow and bring it all the way to the playoffs, and that would be a real accomplishment for iBUYPOWER, who have on occasion struggled in European tournaments.
Well, in majors, they've gone out in the groups, both majors so far. So this is iBUYPOWER. I mean, they need to prove themselves, essentially. They had a great performance at G3. Now they need to do it again. They need to make it out of a group, basically, here in a major. Just like their compatriots, Cloud9, who have been in the playoffs, both majors so far, and are coming up later on tonight in the Group of Tiers. I mean, iBUYPOWER need to step up to the plate and really cement that position as second team in the States, but also a top contender in the world scene.
Flamey moving up close, but Steel is going to take him down. That's a stunning headshot. Ubeek in the back, only one defending the B-bomb side. He's getting overwhelmed, even with that one kill. It's nowhere near enough. And bondik is going to be alone, and he should just try and hide, which you have to give him, though. There is a lot of places to hide on this map. It's going to probably take a while before they find him.
Yeah, if he's quick about it, I want to see him go all the way back to like T-spawn or something, or actually go to where Swag was. Go to the tower.
Yeah, that might be the first place they look, though.
You think?
If I had to find someone on this map, that would be absolutely the first place to look.
Look at where he's going right now. dAT's just close, though. But he's actually going to walk. Oh, no, he's not going up the tower. He's just going back into T-spawn. For shame.
I prefer this, at least. dAT is actually really dangerously close by bondik.
He has to hear this. Yeah, he's looking. Takes a shot and misses, though, but now dAT knows. And now he's stuck. But there's no time. There can't be enough time here to be able to hunt him down. dAT, he's thwarted this time.
He's going to be safe. So there it is. Really close by, but not close enough. 13-6. A WP saved, which might not seem like a lot, but it is. They are nearing the end of the rope here, that team. They have to step up and fight. They actually have the money to buy, even maybe drop off a master, something for a teammate. They're swapping it around, but they're not going to commit to it. So they're going to try and, I think they're going to try and either get some incredible kills with the AWP, or at least just keep it alive for the next round.
Yeah, see if they can, exactly. Give it to World Edit. He makes a $1,000 investment here in this round, picks up helmet and Kevlar. So
and he had 5,000 to start with, so that's good. That's no problem.
He can afford to spend that money right now. But at this point, that team, it seems like they just want to make sure that they get enough money because they can run it back. They can have the same kind of streak that iBUYPOWER had in the second half. That team, perfectly capable of this. So we have to see if World Edit's going to get any luck here going into this 20th round now. If he's going to find anybody to actually pick off. Opportunity, but he misses it.
It's a real shame. That early pick could have made a big difference. Now it's going to be bondik moving up C-set. 75 will pick up the kill on Skadoodle and instantly steal the rifle. Not quick enough. dAT will take him down. So that would have been a pretty huge thing if he could have saved an AK somewhere.
Flamey rotating over to support his mate over on the B side, who is Ubeek. He's got that P250, and he's fairly close here. Not lethal range per se, but does good damage, or some damage at least to Swag. But most importantly, he stays alive. This is information he's going to be communicating to his teammates. Not rotating quite off of the B site yet, but they should be able to, well, iBUYPOWER should eventually be able to work their way through the defense here. Flamey, Blade, Ubeek all get dropped, and it is now down. World Edit, last man alive, trying to hold on to that AWP, and it will not be allowed. AZK catches him in the end.
And I think a bit of a mistake. Instead of committing to holding that B-bomb side with just pistols, I really wish they would have committed to keeping that AWP alive. Now they're going to be able to rebuy it on World Edit, but they could have had a double AWP setup instead. It would have been much better, I think. Now 14-6, and iBUYPOWER inching their way closer to a victory and avoiding the elimination here.
Yeah, avoiding getting plucked. They need to spread their wings right now, iBUYPOWER.
The Eagle Wings.
Damn straight, the Freedom Bird.
World Edit just not connecting with those shots when it really matters. He gets the good position, and Steel is going to pick off Blade over here. Second kill not happening. Flamey will put an end to it, but he's down to 13 HP, and that bomb has actually dropped really forward here. That's maybe a bit of a mistake on Steel's part, putting it that much up.
Was he going to hit the timing on this nade? Not really, but dAT gets his, and that drops Flamey, and we lose bondik as well to Swag all the way over in A-Apps. So this is now that team in a 2-on-4 situation. No room to work with here. They have to land some kills. They have to get the job done in this round right here. There is no backing up. iBUYPOWER, if they get to the 15th round, that team are going to be ecoing. It's going to be over. World Edit gets 1 kill, brings it back to a 2-on-3.
Yeah, and AZK was really close to World Edit, so that's actually not bad at all. There's still so much time, and Skadoodle finds the kill on Ubeek. Now it's a 1-on-3 here for World Edit, and this is probably the last chance that team has to fight their way back into the game. The bomb is down here, and this retake shouldn't be possible, assuming iBUYPOWER just wait. And actually, World Edit is going to say, well, then I guess we're fighting for overtime.
They are going to fight for overtime in the end. I mean, World Edit, I mean, you fight for overtime. It's the long, I mean, you're going for the long haul, basically. But really, he should take a crack at it. You know, he should try and see if he can't get a frag. I mean, he was there when the bomb got planted. He was right there waiting. if he could just catch somebody off guard, perhaps catch iBUYPOWER making a mistake, stepping out, you know, anything at all. I think he gave up on that a little bit too quick there.
When you're this far behind, it's really hard to find the motivation to believe, or you know, the faith in yourself to think it's going to happen. But on the other hand, right now what they're saying is, I'm wondering if there's a world in which we can win 9 rounds in a row and then win overtime, and I'm just not sure. Even in a sort of multiverse kind of sense where you have infinite worlds, I'm not sure. There might be like one world out there where that team wins 9 rounds in a row, but I don't think it's going to be this one, unfortunately.
Especially with the buy that they've got going. But then again, they did actually manage to get some decent gear together. They've got 4 rifles, 5.7 in armor on Ubik. If he can find the right angle to work, this is still possible. It's an outside chance, as you said, but it's still possible. Steel will find Flamey, though, and that's a heavy hitter who's down now for that. Ubik is still alive, but they're still going to spot him fast enough. Steel spots him out, and Ubik now not going to get caught quite. He does manage to pick up that M4, and now he has to find the shot on Steel.
And 1 M4 here is not enough. ACK is going to get the kill, and Blade goes down. dAT is just down to 2 members to prevent elimination here from the tournament. It's going to be Swag going down next, with the B bomb site smoked off and lost. This bomb should be going down. It's pretty far away, still moving in here. And dAT desperately looking for a kill. This retake's going to be tough.
Way back in, but there is no saving now. They still are only down a man, and if he could have landed that shot, it was possible. Dazed will take out dAT, and now it is down to Bondic. 1v3 with an AWP on Skadoodle as well, hiding at the back of this site. The bomb is finally planted, but this is it. 16-6, and iBUYPOWER, they keep their hopes alive.
Yes.
Twice on Cobble in this group. They lose the first map, and in this second map, this deciding map, they managed to pull it ahead, and get that win. So 16-6 now.
Yeah. So both the American teams are still in the tournament, which is, after all, good news. But that means we are done with Group C for today. Obviously, we're going to pick it back up tomorrow. We get all the rest of the groups, both Group A, B, and C that we had, and of course Group D, which we're moving into next. And maybe we can just quickly pick up the groups to see what we're actually talking about here, because we've done, you know, 3/4 of the day so far. We've done Group A, B, and C already. Now Group D, which is the group of tears, as we've named it here.
The group of tears, indeed.
Either Dignitas, Cloud9, or Titan will not make it to the playoffs, and I really don't know which is going to be more tragic. Vox Eminor, I mean, I'm counting them as a really big underdog in this. If they manage to change the outcome of this group, that would be incredibly impressive.
One of the biggest upsets of the tournament right now. There's no denying it. I mean, we're talking about 3 teams that should go deep into the playoffs, basically. I mean, Dignitas, we know that with consistent play, or actually they are becoming quickly one of those consistent teams that just do damage and get far into a tournament.
Yeah.
As well as, I mean, Titan. Cloud9, I think, are the ones that everybody's kind of looking at right now askance, and they're not too sure what to expect from them, because there's been changes, well, with the team, obviously, no longer Complexity, they are now Cloud9, but also changes with the roster, bringing Shroud on, who is still, you know, after his ESL performance, okay, you know, he's been tested, but this is a major. This is a totally different beast.
Swag managed to pick it up from Dfinity to this event. Shroud at ESL LAN was not nearly as impressive as people were expecting. Maybe he has had time, and maybe the fact that he's in a new team now could make a difference. They certainly do need it. But if Shroud is going to be playing like he does online, and if nothing is going to be stepping it up to the level that he can play at, definitely Cloud9 can win. They are going to be playing up against Titan, and that's our next game coming up as well.
That is.
So we'll go to a quick commercial break. Guys, invite your friends. This next game is going to be one hell of a game, so stay tuned. We will be right back.